Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. Now, today we have some OP replays, but a little bit different. So what we're going to do is we are going to look at two tanks, the Death Star and, of course, the Object 2684. Now, both of these tanks are completely different, and they play completely different, and they are actually having completely different results in the game. Now, one thing that is similar between both of these tanks is people will have higher damage games in both of these tanks. But the thing is, one will lose more than the other. So the Death Star first. We've spoken about the Death Star an awful lot over the years. It is still my most played tank because of how fun the tank used to be. And to be honest, the tank is still fun when it goes your way. When it goes your way, of course, it is an absolutely one of the most fun tanks in the game, especially when you can ammo rack tanks very, very easily, especially when you can get juicy HE shots into the enemy and do 1600 damage, but it's still losing. For years, for years and years, this tank has always been the worst performing tier 10 tank in the game. Not only the worst performing tier 10 tank in the game, but just the worst performing tank in the game across all tiers. That's never changed. That has never ever changed. Now this sits at around about a 49% win rate. That is not high. That is very, very low for a tank that does the damage, the alpha, everything like that. That is awfully low. Very, very low. 49% win rate across everybody. Average, it is 49% win rate. So clearly people are still doing big damage games in this tank, but they are just not winning. Now, the Object 2684 is completely different, but we're going to get to the Object 2684 in the next game. We're just going to watch this game here because even though the Death Star is bang, see you later 60 TP, and that's what makes this tank fun. That is what makes this tank fun. Just things like that. And you can get ammo racks. You get an ammo rack every few battles. If you come up against the right tank and you've got the opportunity, you'll get an ammo rack every few battles. Sometimes you'll get 2 or even 3 ammo racks. Probably not 3, but sometimes you will even get 2 ammo racks in a battle. And the thing is with this, because it has such high alpha, if you're able to get just 2 juicy HE shots, you're able to do 3k damage just with 2 shots. And that is why people love playing this tank. This is why it is such a popular tank. Even how bad the tank is, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's winning. It doesn't matter if it's losing. People will play this tank because of one reason alone, and that is the alpha. Now, this guy here, because of that ammo rack, he's managed to farm up 6.1k damage. He hasn't even done a lot. He hasn't even done that much, but because he got a full hit point ammo rack, that has just pumped his damage from sort of 3k, 3.5k to 6k. And that is why people play this tank. So there is just 3 tanks left. Of course, they are losing on supremacy points, so they do need to take these guys out very, very quickly. Otherwise, they are going to end up sort of a 5 versus 2 or a 5 versus 1, but lose because of supremacy points. Now, of course, he's going to come around and he's going to get a juicy HE. I mean, just a HE like that in the front of an AMX 50B and 1400 damage. And that is just crazy. 7.6k damage now, and just the Object 2684 left alive. Now, he is a one-shot, but he is behind his team. And at this point, when it's a 5 versus 1, you don't really care. You all just go into pretty much YOLO. But you can see they are all bouncing this guy. So it's going to leave him, and he's just going to go with the HE. Now, even with the HE, he still does 600 damage. And because of that, that brings his damage into the 8,000s. 8,200. Now, he does win that game. Of course, he does win that game. and you're still going to win games. People are still going to win games in this tank. But the thing is, it is still, the stats show, it is still the worst performing tank in the entire game. Now, this new tank, of course, the Object 2684, we've spoken about it, we've shown the stats, we've shown the armor profile of the tank. It's OP. The tank is OP. And again, the stats show it, because currently this is the highest win rate tank in tier 10. If you take away the type 71, which is in test right now, of course, all test tanks are usually the best performing tanks because they are played by OP clans, OP players. So they usually, any test tank usually sits at the top. And currently the type 71 is sitting at the top. Next up in tier 10 is this tank right here at 63%. I think it's 63% win rate. This tank is sitting at the top. 63% win rate. Now, I've said it also at the start, when this tank first come out, that this is going to be one of the most played premium tanks in tier 10, because it's a brand new tank that you're able to get for crates for gold. You could buy these crates for gold. Now, I got the tank because I managed to sell a few collectibles, and I sold a few collectibles and I managed to get the tank. I'm not going to be the only one doing this. I'm not going to be, I mean, a few people will probably do this because they want the tank, because the tank is insane. It really is insane. I mean, this IS-7, ask this IS-7 how good this tank is, because he hasn't managed to pen it. He's managed to bounce 1200 damage and he's still full hit points, and he's taken almost 2k damage off of this IS-7. So the IS-7 is now just 85 hit points. He's missed 2 shots, however, but he's also bounced a few shots, and now he's a 1-shot. He could just switch to the HE, which is exactly what he's doing, just to guarantee the pen, as long as he don't hit his gun, and that guy is now dead without losing a single hit point. And again, ask this FV here how the armor profile is of the Object 268, because he's also just bounced a shot. So that is 1.6k damage. No, forget that. That is 2030 blocked damage so far, and the block damage is still increasing. No wonder why this tank is the highest win rate tank in tier 10. It's just crazy. Look, nothing can pen him. Absolutely nothing can pen him unless they come around to the side, unless they get a nice shot and they can aim at the weak points. But 2,800 blocked damage so far, and of course the only tank that manages to pen him is the E75, and that is because he shot the side. So yes, he's lost a little bit of hit points now because he was side onto this guy, but I mean, look at that juicy target and 4.9k damage with 2.8k, 3.2k block damage. Now he can't go out, and even the side there, look, he's blocking the T92 from the side. So 4.9k damage with now 3.5k blocked damage, and he does go for the shot there. He probably should have used the repair kit before he took the shot, because now it is a 3 versus 4. Now, usually coming up against an FV215B in a tank destroyer, he shouldn't be able to cope with this guy. I mean, the FV should have no worries whatsoever. He has the DPM. He shouldn't have any issues whatsoever. But yet, so far, he hasn't managed to pen him. Again, the only tank that has managed to pen him is the E75 coming from the side. And there we go. He gets his first pen. The FV gets his first pen, but it is just a little bit too late, because now he's going to just switch to the HE and he is going to clear him. Now, he does have to be careful because he's coming up against a Jag Tiger, which is one of the highest DPM tanks in the game. But again, he still can't pen him. So 3 versus 3, he's blocked 5.5k damage. He's now up to 7.2k damage. And yet again, he is still getting the block damage. Now, hopefully the T30 is going to come around, take out the Jag Tiger to now bring it down to a 3 versus 2, but there goes the T30. So it is now a 2 versus 2. They are winning on supremacy points, however, but that won't last for long because the enemy does have 2 bases. So yeah, I mean, the tank's insane. The tank is insane. You can bounce pretty much anyone. If you're just face them, just all you have to do is face them, you will bounce shots. 6.8k block damage now and 7.7k damage. Yeah, I mean, this game would have been completely different if he wouldn't have bounced these shots, because he would be dead. Like, he would have been dead, like, what, 3 times? Almost 4 times he would be dead. But no, he is carrying on blocking these shots. 7.2k block damage now, and he's up to 8.3. Now, all it's going to take is just to kill this Kranvagen, and he's going to have a crazy amount of damage. And yet again, he is still blocking these shots. It's insane. The tank, honestly, is insane. And if you've got one, you should be winning in it. Yes, you're not going to win everything. You're not going to win everything, and you're not going to bounce everything. But clearly, going by the stats, this tank is the highest win rate tank in tier 10 currently. And to be honest, I can't see that changing. I can't see that changing anytime soon. So let me know what you think of both tanks. Are you winning in the Death Star? Are you losing in the Object 268? Let me know in the comments below, because both of these tanks are good. They are fun to play, but they're just both completely different, because one of them wins and one of them loses. Now look at that, 9.5k damage. Didn't take long for someone to do 9k damage, and honestly, I can see people doing much more damage in this tank. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69, and I'll catch you all soon. Bye bye. With